Ladies and gentlemen, the Giants won a football game. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Yeah, baby!
What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back into another video. I am excited. But before we start this video, as always, gotta give a huge shout out to the sponsors of the channel for this season, BetUS. Make sure you guys check out their amazing promotion with the promo code YouTube150 for a 150% sign up bonus up to $2,000 on your first deposit. It's an amazing deal. You guys should take advantage with this amazing slate of games that we had on this Sunday. A lot of underdogs winning the game, so you're going to win big, and this time the Giants were that underdog. Now, I already knew that the Browns didn't deserve that kind of respect with them being favored in this game, minus 6.5 points. With they only scored like 17 versus the Cowboys and like 18 versus the Jaguars. So I didn't think it was going to be that big of a spread, but I didn't think the Giants were going to win, were going to lose this game either. I had this game like 20-15, the Giants losing. I believe that's what I said on the NFC East RoundTable. But the Giants really shocked me in winning this game. Now, from both sides of the ball, let's start with this defense. This defense had 8 sacks, 19 pressures, and a handful of quarterback hits. I mean, this team was on fire. And shout out to Shane Bowen. I hate your scheme. I hate your bend but do not break, soft zone coverage, and playing 4-man rush, but you adjusted. That's all I want to see. Adjust to the opponent that you're playing on that given week. Do not contain yourself to only run a certain defense versus everybody you play against. And the Giants did a great job in adjusting. They flat out, they played more man coverage. They played closer to the line. They started blitzing their linebackers, nickel blitzes, safety blitzes. They were all over the place. Jason Pinnock was fantastic in this game. I believe he leads the team in sacks right now. He's having a Landon Collins 2016 type season. And Micah McFadden, oh my God.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Listen, this man, Micah McFadden, when are you guys going to finally understand that he is a good linebacker? Like, he should be talked about in the general NFL. Not as like one of the best linebackers in the league, but guys should know who he is. The NFL should know who Micah McFadden is. He's not just some 5th round pick you throw in there. This guy is an absolute player. And there were a lot of concern that Micah McFadden wasn't going to be the same player he was with Wink as he was with the with Shane Bowen. And he's continuing that play. He is flat out playing the same way he played in the Wink Martindale defense. His specialty is being able to pressure the quarterback. He's very good at shooting gaps. He can get a little impatient sometimes, and he shoots a gap too early, and it creates a hole for a running back. But man, he is great at doing that. He's great at pressuring the quarterback. It's exactly what he did at Indiana in college. So flat out, extremely happy with what the Giants put up on defense. Now, there is a big concern, though, right? There is a big concern where Tay Banks is a liability. We have to start having a conversation. The Giants already have a big hole at cornerback, too. They're rotating who they're throwing in there. We haven't seen any Adoree Jackson in this game. We saw mostly Cordell Flott at that cornerback 2 spot with Nick McLeod out with injury. And Drew Phillips, our nickel corner, also was in and out of the game with an injury as he was last week, along with Micah McFadden. But Deontay Banks, really struggled versus a veteran receiver like Amari Cooper. Now, is Amari Cooper anywhere where he was back in his Raider days, Cowboy days? I think he's regressed a little bit, but he's still a veteran. He's still an experienced route runner who can manipulate a young corner like Deontay Banks coming into now, his 3rd season in the NFL. 2nd season, I'm getting ahead of myself. 2nd season in the NFL. And has kind of shined in some moments and really fell flat in others. And Tay Banks proved that he needs more help there. Like, I think part of the reason why the Giants went back to playing soft zone coverage and kind of rolling coverage, because they needed to help out Tay Banks with Amari Cooper. They needed to do it because he was getting balled on. I don't know why they keep playing goal line defense, man-to-man coverage with Tay Banks versus their best receiver. They did it with Justin Jefferson in week 1, and they did the exact same thing. Amari Cooper, easy slant. Deonte Banks even played inside leverage, and Amari Cooper was still able to jab outside and make Deonte Banks stutter, so Amari went back inside. I mean, it was just easy pickings for Amari Cooper. So we got to have the conversation, should we add another cornerback that can potentially be a cornerback 1 while we can make Deonte Banks be a cornerback 2 in next year's offseason? That's something to look at. All right, now let's talk about the offense. Now, this was one of the worst matchups I thought the Giants had this season. For those of you guys that tuned in to my Know Your Opponent film study live stream where we go over the film of our opponents that we play in that week, we went over the defense for the Cleveland Browns, and I was flat out scared. This is a Cleveland Brown defense that runs majority cover 1, and they mix in blitzes from that coverage. Now, cover 1 is man-to-man coverage across the board with a single high up top, and they run it almost every single play. That shows they have confidence in their secondary, and they want to force pressure with their front 7. So I thought it was a terrible matchup for the Giants. But the Giants found a way to scheme plays to get open, causing a lot of routes to run into each other, to force openings. We had a lot of out routes, a lot of quick slants with our receivers like Wan'Dale Robinson and Malik Neighbors. These guys were able to get open quickly off the snap, as their short game is one step and slant or one step and out. Like, they are good at that. Wan'Dale Robinson continues to be a really good option underneath. He's been somebody I've become a fan of over the course of his 3 seasons with the Giants. And, I'm happy that we have him underneath, and Malik Neighbors gets all that attention. Having a guy like Wan'Dale Robinson gives you the opportunity to kind of check down and still create yards after the catch. He's been absolutely great at that. Our run game started to get going. It wasn't great, but it picked up a lot of necessary yardage where it helped us get that much closer to try to convert a first down. And Devin Singletary fumbling again right out of the second half. Right out of the second half just takes out all the momentum from that half. We built up a lot of momentum going into the end of that first half. We scored 21 points in one half, and we had a kicker to do that. Unfortunately, he missed the field goal to make us go up 24, but I mean, we had 21 points at half. Daniel Jones had an absolute legacy game in the first half. I mean, he didn't do much of anything. The offense as a whole didn't do much of anything in the second half. But Daniel Jones was 17 of 19, 178 yards and 2 touchdowns, only sacked once in the first half of this game. That's the exact stat line, excluding the completions and attempts. 178 yards and 2 touchdowns, only sacked once, is the exact stat line that Daniel Jones had against the Commanders throughout the entire game. He had that in one half. I thought he was going to go over 300 if he kept that up. Now, he slowed down in the second half, but that is very impressive versus a Cleveland Browns defense that does not allow anything in the passing game. Malik Neighbors is absolutely him. 2 touchdowns in this game. Both were extremely impressive. He had an amazing moss against Martin Emerson, who's an up-and-coming corner in this game. I mean, just took the football. I mean, that is the definition of getting mossed. Took the ball from Martin Emerson's hands. Emerson held the ball up, caught the ball. It was going to be an interception. And Malik Neighbors like, thank you for holding that ball for me, son. I'll take that from you now. I mean, it was incredible. I have not been that excited about a wide receiver since Odell. And I say it all the time, but we have a dog in Malik Neighbors. We really do. We don't know what's going on with the quarterback position right now, but whoever's at quarterback is going to be well taken care of because of Malik Neighbors. The offensive line, I was very impressed with. Not only does Cleveland have a stout defensive line, Za'Darius Smith, Dalvin Tomlinson, and of course, Myles Garrett, but they have a great front 7 and a great blitzing package where they can bring in safety Grant Delpit to blitz and cover a gap. They have Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, JOK. He is fantastic against the run and fantastic at blitzing versus the pass. And of course, Jordan Hicks, the main guy in the middle who is great all around. This is a very good front 7, and for the most part, the Giants' offensive line were able to buy enough time for Daniel Jones to make a throw. That was very impressive. This offensive line for the Giants is getting better and better by the week. I saw a lot of improvement. Of course, it's very obvious. This is the Giants' best game this year. The Browns are not an easy team to beat. Of course, their offense was exactly what I thought it was when I covered this on Know Your Opponent. It was lackluster, uncreative. They had nothing to offer offensively. That offense was absolutely piss poor, the Cleveland offense, and I knew that we would do a decent job against them. I didn't think we were going to have 8 sacks versus that team, but defensively, I'm surprised the Giants did what they did. Offensively, I'm surprised the Giants did what they did against their defense. That was a great performance. We're seeing a lot of improvement. Hopefully, we keep going on that track. Daniel Jones did a really good job in the pocket. I mean, he was moving really well in the pocket. I don't know what happened in Minnesota that he wasn't able to move like that. It might have been him that shaking off that rust, but he looked best as he's ever been in the pocket, under pressure. Of course, he had that interception that got called back, but he rebounded pretty nicely. 2 touchdowns, over 200 yards. He did a good job. So, that being said, guys, that is the video. Very excited. We got to see what happens against the Dallas Cowboys on a short week, Thursday Night Football. Right now, they're down to the Baltimore Ravens as I'm recording this. I think it's 10-3 or 7-3. I'm watching Red Zone right now, so I'm not able to see the score. But said that is the video. The New York Giants get a huge dub against the Cleveland Browns on the road. We'll see what happens Thursday night at home versus the Dallas Cowboys. That's going to be a big game and a game with a lot of implications if Dallas doesn't get this win against Baltimore. That being said, that is the video. I said that already, but check out BetUS. Amazing promotion. Use promo code YouTube150 for a 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit. And we will see you guys in the next video.